All right, guys, welcome back to another episode on the Dynamic Lifestyle Podcast. So we are together. This isn't a Zoom session. This is not a Zoom interview. So got Chris right here. And what's funny is, we took a little bit to get this whole setup going with this frame, like just us kind of just on the couch right here. So we're going to make it work, and we're just going to roll with it, aren't we, Chris?
We are. It's like we're super close right here. It's a little bit kind of like, how do we angle the bodies? Like
how do I position myself to look like I'm talking to you?
Right. So, yeah. So it's a little interesting, though. Yeah. But it's good, though, man. It's good to be together and not like doing this through Zoom and stuff, for sure.
Exactly. So today, guys, we want to make this somewhat of a very kind of just straight to the point episode, just because we've been doing a lot of posts on social media when it comes to the whole concept and I think around Zoom training sessions, right? For a fitness professional. So this is definitely going to be in the context for a fitness professional, and I definitely feel that it's going to be very valuable for you, because you might not know what we're actually talking about when we're saying that doing Zoom coaching and training through Zoom is a broken model. And we've been, again, talking about this on social media the last 2 weeks, on our email newsletter list, everything, even to our dynamic FitPros in our weekly calls, our group coaching calls. We've been talking a lot about this, and we actually came up with a brand new program in the members area to step-by-step, how do you actually really do online coaching, what you said, true coaching. So
true coaching, yeah.
I mean, let's get into this, man. Why is it that the Zoom model of coaching, or why is it that people think that coaching clients through Zoom just by doing like sessions or one-to-one workouts, why is it such a broken model?
Well, I think it started off with where just like people, like let's kind of go back to where like the pandemic hit, right? I think everybody kind of freaked out, right? And it's like I've always said, like, I commend you if you pivoted and like you had to do what you had to do to go online and do like one-to-one Zoom sessions. I commend you. But now it's at the point where it's like you can't keep doing that because it's a broken model of trading time for dollars. So a lot of you that are listening to this, if you guys are doing the hybrid training model in person and online, if you're doing one-to-one coaching, you understand that you cap out like at 60, 70 hours a week, right? You can't have all these clients and you just don't have all the time in the world, right? There's only one of you to be able to give to these private sessions. So that's why the in-person model is a broken model if you're doing it full time. If you're doing a hybrid training model, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful model. But if you're doing it full time, it's a broken model because it's not scalable. It's just trading time for dollars. You can't charge more, you just can't. And you can't replicate yourself, and you can't sit there and coach all these clients. So when you go on Zoom, you're doing the same exact thing. It's the same model, right? So how could you sit there and think it's even online training? Because say you have 20 Zoom clients online and 20 clients in person, you have 40 people that you're doing one-to-one coaching sessions, basically, right? And doing Zoom sessions, you can quote unquote, I'm saying quote unquote, call it online training, to where it's like there's more convenience because you don't have to be kind of like a slave to the gym, right? And you don't have to sit there and be there in the morning shift and then the evening shift. You can create your own hours. You can do it like the liberty of being in your own home or something like that. That's the only bright side, I would say, like the Zoom online coaching model. But it's not a sustainable, profitable model, and it's definitely not going to free up more time for yourself going forward. That's why we say it's a broken model.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. And honestly, too, we've had a couple of FitPros in our program, right? So where we've talked to them, and they were actually doing that whole Zoom model. And I remember Mickey was telling us that he had a client where the client wouldn't even show up half the time. The client would show up to the Zoom session late, and they'd show up very sluggish, no energy, no excitement. And how do you think that is going to reflect to the trainer, right? How do you really get pumped up to do a one-to-one personal training session through a computer and through like your TV? It's just very difficult, and it's one of those things, like I said, where it's not going to work long term. It really isn't, because you as a personal trainer and fitness professional, you're going to see that you're not going to get motivated. Then you're not going to sit there and be able to serve your clients. You're not going to sit there and be able to help them and get them results the way you should be. They're not going to refer you out, and most of the time the clients are just going to sit there and quit.
Yeah, no, exactly. And it's just like, dude, when we did online coaching, literally from 2011 to pretty much, I would say, 2018, right? That's when we kind of really decided we're not going to coach many clients anymore, and then kind of cut it off and do mainly the business side of the coaching. So 7 to 8 years, basically, we didn't once do an online Zoom training session. Not once did we do that. Once. So that's what I'm saying. we understand the model. We understand how to scale an online business and sustain it at 6 figures. We really, really do, because we did it for 7 years. You know what I mean? So we know the tried and true proven process, and it still works. So that's what I'm saying. Like, you know, I commend you guys for sitting there and pivoting and doing the online Zoom training, because you had to do what you had to do. But going forward, you have to understand that it's a broken business model, and it's going to get you in trouble, and you're going to end up hating it. And it's just not profitable, and it's not going to create more time, you know? So that's exactly why I'm excited about, even with our, you know, Dynamic FitPro VIP program, is it's not going to be just business kind of like, you know, coaching, right? Which of course that's the majority of it, but it's also teaching the fitness professional how to do true online coaching, right? How do you actually create that 6-figure model? How do you actually do the whole entire framework of taking a client from basically the intake all the way until, like, you know, getting them results and their update process and all that stuff, right? So I'm excited about that, because we've worked with some of the highest top level mentors out there. Lay Norton, Joe Klemczewski, Eric Helms, right? Hired them for programming, hired them from training, you know? And believe it or not, guys, I don't say this to brag. I really, really don't. And you guys know that's not our style, but we have our Masters in Sports Nutrition. We have our CSCS, you know, through an NSCA, I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
You know, so I've worked with over 1,000 clients the past 7-8 years. We've coached clients in person and online, so we have a ton of experience. And I know we don't highlight that much, you know, but we should. But that's just basically why I'm so excited about adding like this true coaching training, you know, to our Dynamic Fit Pros program.
Yeah, and I even encourage you guys like to go to Dynamicduotrainingcom. That was our old website for strictly, you know, online fitness coaching. Mm-hmm. That was our business. So go to Dynamicduotrainingcom. Go under member stories.
Yeah.
That's where you'll see hundreds and hundreds of people's testimonials, video testimonials that we transform their lives, right? So we don't have to sit there and you know, say, we're not making this up, you know, so just go over there, see that. It'll even give you guys inspiration and motivation to see what's possible as an online coach. And more importantly, how do you even sit there and really collect good testimonials and social proof? That's another good reason to go there. So go to Dynamicduotraining.com and just browse around and see that. So
Chris, and really quick, just add that, like all the blogs on there, man.
Yeah.
Like literally all the articles from the past 7 years, the videos, our YouTube channel, like all of the products that we have on there. Like just go browse around it, and you'll see like why, you know, we've been around for like 7 to 8 years, and why we had so much success, you know, with the true online coaching model.
Yeah, that was when you were really bad at video, though.
Oh my God, that's another thing, guys. Go look at some videos we did in 2011, 12. Oh my God, if you guys are having a bad day, you guys will crack up.
Yeah, I look back at those, I just shake my head, but it's funny. It's like we've come so far. That's why I always tell people, just every master was a disaster, so it's like it's all good.
And then we were like 200 pounds too, so it's so funny.
The good old days of just, you know, tons of flexible dieting. Okay, so let's shift gears here. So let's give some action steps to, like, you know, a personal trainer. Maybe they're not even really familiar with like the whole online. They're just looking to transition or even build like a component online with their existing. What would you say, you know, some first steps that they should do just to like sit there and not go into that broken model of Zoom?
Yeah, so like the true online coaching. So this is like what we're talking about, like, and what we're teaching in our new training section for the VIP program. And I'll give you guys kind of like all the steps on there. You know, it's, if I was to go into this, it turned into a 2-hour like training like it is in the whole entire members portal, so I can't do that. But I can give you guys kind of like the outline of it, so you can get your wheels spinning, and you guys can go out there and test some things out, right? So the very first thing is, you know, obviously you got to have your online coaching model in place. You know, whether you're doing one-to-one individualized training, if you're doing high ticket, kind of like a transformation program where it's a specific result and outcome and deadline, right? Or if you're doing maybe an online like group coaching model, right? Pick that first, and then from there, you know, this is the kind of the framework and the steps that we're teaching. So for example, like we'll just use the one-to-one online coaching, you know, say we pick that one for this example. So step number one is you want to gather the client data, right? So you want to do that through any type of like questionnaire, whether it's Google Forms, Wufoo, anything like that, but you have to have, you know, an intake form for them about their past history, their current training, nutrition programs, food allergies, limitations, I mean, you know, preferences, lifestyle, I mean, all these different factors, because that's how you create a true individualized online, you know, training program that's customized for them to be able to sit there and follow and get results, right? So that's what we're teaching, is how do you gather the client data. The second thing is like, how do you assess that client data, right? So once you get the data, you have to be able to assess that and kind of break it apart into different categories of like training, nutrition, supplementation, sleep, cardio, hydration, other miscellaneous like lifestyle factors, you know, around their job, around non-exercise activity thermogenesis. so many different factors. You have to be able to like assess that data, because you can get the data, but if you can't assess it and break it up into those departments and be like, okay, this is where I see this working out for them and their lifestyle, their preferences, their goals. This is how we're going to, use this nutrition concept, this training concept, all that type of stuff. You have to know how to assess the data. The third step is, programming their nutrition. I'm not talking about, man, some like cookie cutter bullshit meal plan where it's like eat this, eat that, eat chicken and broccoli and like white rice at all of your meals. You know what I mean? Or just tilapia and stuff like that, man. Like, come on, we that's where we kind of grew up on all this stuff, all that bro shit. Yeah. So we don't teach that, and we're not going to teach that to our fit pros, because I don't want my fit pros, having that type of outcome with their clients and teaching that crap, because it's not real nutrition programming. It's not individualized. So we teach really the nutrition individualized program. In this program, we actually taught like flexible dieting. So I taught them how to program their macros, their total calorie balance. And I did some nutrient timing in there, all that type of stuff, meal frequency. So I went really in depth in how to program their nutrition. The fourth step is you want to program their training and their cardio around like their preferences, their goals, all that type of stuff. So I went really in depth on how to like really program their training around how many days on their intake form can they actually go to the gym. Do they prefer working out at the gym? Do they prefer working out at home? What kind of equipment do they have? What kind of physical limitations do they have? In your intake form, you definitely want them to be able to like send you, some basic movement patterns, like a squat pattern, a hip hinge pattern, an overhead press, and then I think it's just squat, like lunge. I think I said that: squat, lunge, hip hinge, bench press, and then overhead press, like for like dumbbells or shoulder press, just to see how like their movement is on that. So you can definitely be able to program them a nice training program, right? So I go in depth on that, and then cardio programming. So cardio to us, it's just a tool. So I taught like what is the MVC, minimal viable cardio dose, right? Like how much cardio can they do? Do they want to do HIIT cardio? Do they want to do moderate intensity steady state? Do they want to do low intensity steady state? What modality they like? Do they like running? Do they like being on the elliptical? Do they like being on the bike? All these type of things that you have to learn how to program around an individualized program. And then step 5, I went into like sleep, right? Just giving advice around sleep, water, hydration, other miscellaneous factors like sodium intake, all that type of stuff. And then you have to understand the update process too with the framework. Like, how do you want them to check in? With this scalable model, you have to have them check in at least once. And you can have them check in through like a Zoom call that can be 15 to 30 minutes depending on how you want. It can be a FaceTime call, it can be through audio. The way we did it was we would have them submit 2 forms, a subjective form and then objective data, right? Where they had their macros, their weigh-ins, all that stuff. We would have them send that in through like 3 different forms, a video, an audio, or they could have sent it through just like email on Excel and Word doc, and we would reply all the time with the video. That model worked really well because it took about 15-20 minutes per client, so that's why we were able to sit there and coach 40 plus clients and not sit there and get stuck in a broken model like a Zoom model, right? So we teach everything like that, the update process, the framework. And then step 6 is the delivery process, right? So how are you going to deliver this program? Right? Is it going to be through email? Is it going to be through like a Trainerize? Is it going to be through like a cloud-based thing, right? Like a Dropbox or a Google Drive? We do all that. The welcome email, the welcome aboard, like Facebook welcome, add them to the group, all this stuff. The 7th thing is, this is the most important thing, the 6-figure online coaching model. So kind of what I talked about, like the framework of how you scale this profitable business model and free up more time for yourself and make more impact and serve people at the highest level. Taught all that type of stuff on how you build that 6-figure online true coaching model, not through Zoom coaching model, right? And then we did some bonus stuff, so like I just did like a live update to one of my current clients that they asked me a couple of weeks ago if I could help them get in shape for their wedding, and I wasn't going to say no, and I looked at it as a great opportunity to keep my tools sharp and be able to help my FitPro students out with a program like this. So I did everything off of her program, and then I did a live update for her, and showed them how I bring them along, how I take general interest on like what they're doing, what's up with their life, like how they're feeling, all that stuff. So that is basically, man, the whole entire like framework and what I can give you guys basically off this podcast of like how to do true online coaching, which is a profitable, business model going forward.
Whew.
I know.
It's a deep breath.
I'm gonna need a beer after this.
I gotta give you a fist bump. Yep. That was good stuff. Yeah, it's a lot of steps, but honestly, that is the true model of how to really do and execute online coaching, and not one-to-one bullshit Zoom sessions where you're teaching these clients how to exercise, all this stuff where it's like you're counting reps, you're counting sessions, or they'll come back at you and say, hey, I still have a session for this week. I have 2 more sessions, because you're selling packages of sessions. And it's like, I'm telling you, it's a nightmare. It's a headache where you're not going to want to do this. So I can't advocate enough to just really buy into the true online coaching model of what we're saying, right? That higher one-to-one touch. Sell the higher ticket, sell the transformation, not the transaction. Have a promise outcome with a deadline. That is how you sit there and really, really scale the business, and you're able to position yourself as that authority. People will pay a higher premium for something like that, for those pain points, right? You as a coach, deliver accountability, deliver hope, deliver great customer experience and customer service, be right by their side, and I promise you, you will have 5 to 10 to 15 clients where you can charge anywhere from $1,000 to $2,000 for 8-week programs. That could become very, very lucrative, as opposed to sitting there doing coaching sessions through a damn computer or a TV monitor, showing them counting reps, and then twiddling your thumbs if they do not show up to the session.
Yeah, and I was gonna say, I like that you brought that up with the numbers, because that's what I taught in the 6-figure online coaching model, is predictable income. Like, how much do you want to make per month? And let's reverse engineer this. Like, what are your packages? How many one-to-one clients do you need? Like, how much time is this going to take for you to do the programming, the check-in process, all that type of stuff, Yeah,
and see that brings you to a point where it's like, once you understand this true online coaching model, once you have these systems built out to where it's like, I have a nutrition program, exercise program, cardio program, I have all my deliverables, I have my systems, my processes, my check-in stuff, then you can sit there and start doing the value stacking component, right? Where you want to sit there and you want to push these programs out, sell people on one-to-one coaching, like I said, high ticket on a Zoom call, take them through a 30-minute presentation, really, really position this thing as the vehicle to that destination they want to get to. So it's like you start stacking the value. How much time are you putting into this program? How individualized is it? How many check-ins per week? Is it 30 minutes? Is it 60 minutes? Do they have access to your personal email, your cell phone number? Can they text you? Facebook group. I mean, this is all of your time. You are the leader. You're the coach, right? They are coming to you for a transformation. They want you to help them. So value your time. I cannot emphasize that enough. I cannot stand when personal trainers sit there and undercharge. You guys are fucking better than doctors. I swear. If you know what you're doing, if you're doing things right, and you're really treating people the right way, you guys are on top of the mountain as practitioners, and again, life transformation, people, right? So again, I get really stressed out and frustrated because I know the potential behind online coaching and even in-person coaching. If people do it right and they're able to follow proven systems and take action and take it serious.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I was gonna say too, just the one last thing with this whole Zoom online training model. Like, if you enjoy doing it, like, I'm not gonna knock it, right? If you enjoy
teach
doing
classes,
it,
whatever you want to do,
then by all means do it. But I would say there's probably a more strategical, profitable way to where it's like we could free up more time for you, or we could put it inside like some sort of like ascension model to where it's like, this is your highest package, and because it's your highest time, they get all of the one-to-one time with a Zoom session on you. There's a way to kind of position this in your package to where you could be more lucrative, and you can probably help more people, and you can sit there and free up more time for yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. That's pretty much all I had on my end. Like I said, I want to keep this short and sweet and straight just to the listeners, and give you guys just our perspective on what we've been talking about the last 2 weeks via social media about the whole Zoom coaching online just being a broken model, and having a better solution to that, right? So again, guys, we've given you guys some good steps and hopefully some stuff to think about. We're always here for you guys to answer questions, and if you guys are a fitness professional, you guys want to create more income, impact, influence, and independence, you guys want to sit there and learn the true online coaching model, then please, reach out to us via DM through Instagram. Go to dynamicfitpros.com. Learn more about the stuff that we're doing with that. There's a free demo video that we give there that's really, really good, and we give some good value there. So go check that out, or just reach out to us. Shoot us a text and just say, hey, Chris, Eric, I want to learn more about this the true online coaching stuff, and we can hop on a quick Zoom call. We'll add value to you, see where you're at, see how we can help you break past all these different things, and really put you in a position to do it right. Because I kid you not, there's so much potential going forward to where the remote training of everything is going to continue to just blow up and expand. And people have to just buy into this, to do this now. Especially we're in September right now, 2020. There's so much time to get all these things ready to go for 2021. Mm-hmm. So that's all I got.
Yeah, and I was just gonna say, man, like I'm excited about this. I'm excited about this for our community, our FitPros, because I feel like this whole lesson that we just did this whole month on, like with this true coaching, it's the beginning of something new, like to where it's like we're gonna just like keep adding upon this, getting better at it.
Yep.
I mean, shoot, man, I'm looking forward to bringing in like some people from our Rolodex, like Elaine Norton, like Alan Aragon, Eric Helms, Paul Revelia, Will Grazione. I mean, some of these top tier guys, Brett Contreras, and like try to contribute, to some of this true online coaching, like training that we have going forward, man, just to make these fit pros better, more confident, So I'm excited about it. I really am, because this is the true online coaching model that it worked for us. We've known so many other fitness pioneers that have done really well with this model, and if we can do it, if they can do it, you guys can do it too. You just have to believe
and it's
in it
working
and do
for
it.
our students now.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
yeah, I mean, yeah, I guess we'll just end it on that, right?
Sure.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
that was
it
good.
is a Saturday, you guys. Chris and I, we're going to one of our good buddies' birthdays, so we're gonna have a couple beers, maybe a couple tequila shots. We got to do it right. But yeah, other than that, I think that's pretty much it. So hopefully you take all this information into consideration, and more importantly, like I always say on every podcast episode, take action with it. If you guys don't like it, then it's okay. Just be like, Chris, Eric, I tried, but you guys don't know what you guys are talking about.
Imperfect action. Imperfect action.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be perfect.
Exactly. But other than that, guys, thanks so much for tuning in. Drop us a comment. Please share this. Please leave a rating and review. And just go out there, live a dynamic lifestyle. You're a fitness professional. Keep going out there, serving people, changing lives, and just keep doing your thing. Until next time.